right. Icebreaker.
It is time for the icebreaker.
I haven't thought of one yet.
That's good news. You know why?
Why?
Because I have one. I was given this icebreaker by someone at the church, and I'm thrilled to have it. We're gonna put you in the hot seat over here.
Oh my.
I'm gonna ask you the icebreaker. Come on down.
Okay.
Come on down.
You like my rock star hair?
I do. So according to the camera, you have a pretty face. All right, so here's the question. Are you ready?
No, I'm not ready.
The question is, would you rather have $1 million today or have 1 penny every day, but it doubles every day for a month?
I feel like this is obviously a trick question, but if you asked me offhand, I would probably just say $1 million because I can't do the math in my head that quickly.
It's a mystery.
1, 2, 4. I've lost track of the days. Hold on. 1, 2, 8, 16. $1.28.
Uh-huh. $2.56. You're at 10 days and you're at about what, like $5-6?
All right.
So now you've got at least something to work off of.
$5.
What do you think?
Hold on, I gotta do the rest. I can't remember if I'm at 2,400 or 24,000. Math was my least favorite subject. Based off of where I was at, it would seem that the pennies are gonna get you pretty rich pretty fast.
They told me that like if you take the pennies, I mean, it's like a huge amount of money. Like it's way more than $1 million.
Really? I'm gonna ask Google. At the end of 30 days, if you double a penny every day, you will have $5,368,709.12.
Whoa. Now that we know, what
I mean,
will we,
obviously I'd take the penny now.
what are we gonna do with our extra $4 million that we've gotten now that we have this information? Let's buy 2 yachts and 1 RV so that we can have family adventures everywhere, no matter what.
You're not gonna do like the nice answer and like give it all to charity or something?
Well, I mean, like, you know, there's a tithe. They'd get their part.
This has been fun.
Hello, welcome to Anchor Points. We're thrilled you're here, just like every week when you come and watch these videos. I guess the obvious place to start is, we're really sorry that we missed last week. I would love to tell you that there was like some super serious reason why, but the truth is, there was just a lot of chaos in our lives last week. There was even chaos like for us as a church family, because our beloved Cameron had his last week, and he's moving on to literally greener pastures down in Florida. Just ended up being this crazy week. We scheduled out time to sit down and do the Anchor Points like 3 times. And every time it got pushed back because of something. And then all of a sudden it's Friday and Saturday and we're like, we've missed the window. This is no longer a midweek recap. This is just an end of the week recap. I think that the best thing to come out of that is that now what we can do is we can talk about something that we all need to talk about once in a while. Failure. It's usually strange and a little uncomfortable, I think, to talk about. But the reality is, it's something that we all deal with. It's something that has an impact on our day-to-day lives, on our spiritual journey, as you know, in our walk with the Lord. It's a good opportunity for us to sort of be authentic with you and tell you about, you know, us not always getting it right either. In that vein, one of the things I wanted to talk about is this. Since we started doing these Anchor Points, we've had so many people come up and tell us, hey, we love your kitchen that's in the background of all the videos. We really appreciate these compliments. We really appreciate the kindness because we worked really hard on this kitchen. It was one that was all tore up. We ripped everything out. We built the cabinets. So like it was something we are proud of and that we worked really hard on. But I think that what can happen, whether it's in our lives as we record these videos or in your life, we only point the camera one direction. And that's on purpose because this is sort of camera ready, but not all of our lives are camera ready. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to spin this camera around and you're gonna get to see what's behind the camera every week because I think it will be good for you to know exactly what it looks like. So will you come around here so people can see what we're looking at? So Yeah, we're gonna reset now, and we're gonna film the rest with me back over there. Yeah, just straight in.
Yep.
Do I look okay?
You look so
I don't know. We don't ever film this direction. So now that we're on this side, just look at this beauty. It is a disaster. And you might be asking yourself, Stephen, what's the point of this nonsense? Let me tell you. This wall looks this way for a very specific reason. Just up here, we have a mini split AC and heater thing. These units have like a drain hose that goes outside. Just as the system builds up like condensation, it gets the water out. And at some point, one of our children coiled it up inside like a bucket or something. We didn't know that this had been done. And so days went by and the water ended up backing up and just flooding this whole thing back behind. And so we had drywall damage, shiplap damage, electrical damage, wooden floor damage, all kinds of craziness from this simple thing. And for months, our wall has been like this because it was like we were almost paralyzed by indecision, which caused inaction. We wanted to like close it back up. We wanted to wait a little bit, make sure the problem was really solved. It's all this different stuff, right? And it's like how life normally works. Like one thing turns into like a cascade of just problems. And so now if we want to have people over to our house, they don't just get the fancy, camera ready side of our lives. They get the toe up side of our lives as well. And so the struggle is if you fall in love so much with the adoration of people who see the camera ready side, you can sort of fall out of love with people who see you for who you really are. And they can come in and they can speak truth and speak love and speak healing into your life when you're going through the messy stuff, the ugly stuff. And I think that we are all, in part because of social media and stuff like this, we are developing this habit, lifestyle of always sort of only putting our best foot forward. And I think that can be dangerous. One of the big reasons why we as a church try to not only have moments where you're in rows, when you're sitting in rows, like the Sunday morning experience, we try to get you more into circles, like in life groups and student ministry, things like that. We try to get you in these moments where you can sit down and really do life with other believers and really try to get into the grittier parts of life so that when you're having hard times, you're not doing that stuff alone. If I were going to leave you with a thought for this week, it would be this. Somebody said, it's not the water that's outside of the boat that causes the boat to sink. No matter how turbulent or storm-filled or crazy the water is, the water that's outside the boat is not what sinks it, it's the water that gets inside the boat. In our lives, we're going to have chaotic times and we're gonna have stressful times. And if we insulate ourselves from everyone around us, including our fellow believers and brothers and sisters in Christ, to where they don't know about those parts, then what ends up happening, I think, is that you're so much more likely for the water and the chaos that's around you to get in you and to start tearing you up and sort of messing up your personal life. Now your priorities are becoming less certain. Your times with the Lord, now those are negotiable. There's just all these cascading effects that can come from one or two or three decisions. And so as you're going about your life, I would challenge you, take survey, figure out, are you only giving people this like stylized view of yourself? And if you are, I would really challenge you and encourage you to try to live a little bit more authentically. Let people in so that you have the opportunity to grow together. You have the opportunity to be the blessing and to be the helper to someone else as they go through their times. But then you also have people there in your corner when you're going through hard times. You see it in the Bible. You see tons of examples of how the Lord values towards this authenticity. You've got the story where Ananias and Sapphira, they end up paying the ultimate price for not being authentic. It's this story of where they're going to give from their profits to the work of the Lord, but they lie and they say they gave all their profits when they didn't really. That lack of authenticity is what causes the Lord to take action and to punish. Probably the ultimate example of authenticity is David, and how the Lord, he doesn't look upon the outside to discern worth and to discern value. He looks at what's within. I think that if we have opportunities to let people in and to be real, then I think what we'll find is not only do we have a more fulfilled life, but we have a more rich faith with and in Jesus and with our fellow believers. So that's the message this week, guys. I encourage you, don't always cover up your ugly walls. Still let people see them, along with all the other ones. We love you. We're excited to see you this Sunday. Please come out and join us, and we'll see you next week. Over and out.